Word to you, mother boys and girls. It is your boy Sniper West coming at you here from wizardsportspicks.com. That's right, wizardsportspicks.com. And I am here with your very first episode ever of the Wizards Crystal Ball. And it's basically a show. It's handicapping 101, so to speak. It's me and the Wiz, as you see right here. I'm giving you some handicapping tips on how to beat the book. You all are here watching a sports handicapping video because you want to make some money. So we are going to attempt to help you with that and give you some tips to beat your bookie. So I have sitting right here next to me the Wizard, the one, the only Wizard. He is a legend in the sports handicapping, or actually the horse handicapping world. That's where he comes from originally. He has decided to dabble into the sports world as well. But, you know, he's a respected, feared, and proven handicapper as far as it comes to the ponies. He's been doing exactas, trifectas, superfectas, and quinellas since he was in diapers. That's right. He's got a lot of experience. So, Wiz, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, trying to get a muck out of this snow that we got.
No, there you
Real
go. Yeah.
bad, frigid here, frigid. Chicago bear weather.
There you go. There you go. So we are going to talk the Super Bowl on this edition, the first edition of the Wizards Crystal Ball. And the Super Bowl, as you all know, will be played in the Bay Area, actually in Santa Clara, California, at Levi's Stadium. And we have the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. It reminds me of that Tom Brady game. Remember the Malcolm Butler interception when he intercepted Russell Wilson right there at the 2-yard line? And Tom Brady jumped up and down on the sideline, and Richard Sherman made a very dirty face on the sideline. You remember on the Seahawks side. That was a really good Super Bowl. If you remember, I mean, people, they keep saying, why not just hand the ball off to Marshawn? And they're right. I mean, Pete Carroll likely has another Super Bowl ring if he just hands the ball off. That was just a very bad decision, in my opinion. But we have the next edition of the Seahawks and Patriots. We're going to talk about this opening line here. And Wiz, you know, I'm sure we're going to come up with a lot to talk about here, but it really has not moved, right? It's opened at 4.5, Seattle minus 4.5, minus 110, and the total's 45.5. And it's pretty much that way. I'm looking at all the books all over Vegas here and even some offshore, and I see 4.5 everywhere. Obviously, a little bit of fluctuation with the juice. You have some minus 08s, you have some minus 10s, some minus 15s. As it relates to the total, 45.5. Circa has a 46. BetMGM has a 46. Fanatics has 46.5. If you're looking to bet the under, you get some get a little bit of love there. But what are your thoughts, Wiz, on the total and the side?
Well, right at about, a half an hour before the Ram game was over, I had computers loaded up on different sites, waiting to attack the number I wanted right away. I mean, as soon, wherever I could get the price. So I knew in my mind, so I was looking for, and this is not necessarily a bet I'm going to make based on the line that it currently is. But if it was 2.5 Seattle or even 3, 2.5 would have been a big bet for me, laying it. 3 would have been half that money. Okay. But I knew damn well after the performance of the in the Rams Seattle game, and then the performance of the New England low scoring game in that sudden snowstorm that nobody knew was going to happen and just developed. It goes back to my theory of perception versus reality. So I'll ask you this question, Wes. If New England won that game against Denver and the score was 35-28, right? And then you had the Rams score, what do you think the line would have been?
Probably Seattle minus 2.5.
Right. 2.5 to 3. So basically the line now opens everywhere. I can't make the bet. I actually made a $500 bet laying 3.5 and then canceled it. I took a loss, like a $40, because what the hell am I doing? It's not the bet I really want to make. It was an impulsive bet that I backed out of and was willing to pay the penalty. But, it was all, that line was going to be 3.5. It wasn't opening at 3. I knew it I was hoping somebody would slide a 3 in there for 5 seconds and I would
Yeah,
have been able to grab it. But it
right.
ain't happening, and that's because of the scores of the 2 games.
Definitely.
And now the line opens at 3.5. I have no opinion. And knowing that I'm not going to bet this game right now, as of today, as we're speaking, I have no opinion on betting this game right now. And
Yeah,
that could change as the week goes on, and next week, you know, things could come up and we could change. I know I could change my opinion on the wager, but right now it's fluctuating between 4.5 and 5, and the money, the vig is fluctuating, and these are dead numbers. These are just numbers to attract money in the direction they want the money to come in. You know, I'm saying it could go. I'd say at the it'll never go to 3 unless there's something that comes out negative on the Seattle, like an injury or something, right?
right.
But it could go as high as 6. I mean, I don't know if it will, but I think right now it's almost 4.5 is a dead number. It's not. It's a number to attract money
Right.
where they want the money to be. So that's how
Right.
I see this line right now.
Yeah, it's very interesting too. You know, you talking about the public and the handle, the number of bets. There's so many different sources out there. Like you can use VSiN. VSiN has a deal with DraftKings, I guess, that they're the betting splits right now. They say 78% of the handle is on Seattle, but 72% of the Seattle. So, you know, that's, you know, a lot of apparently sharps and the public both like Seattle there. But I don't know how much I trust that though. Is like what sportsbook would really want you to know their data, their actual data, like who they need for a game. You know what I mean? If you go to Covers, they have some different data. I was looking at the splits on Covers, which is another handicapping site, and they Seattle actually they have Seattle. Actually, the number of tickets there's more tickets on the Patriots over here at Covers, and that's just like a poll that they do. But I don't know how much stock I put into these splits, the betting splits. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, but
I don't care about
yeah,
that.
as far as
I don't care about that. It's me. To me, I don't even look at that stuff. I have my own line in my own head based on my own watching hours and hours and hours of games. You know,
right,
I'm not. I know. Right now, I'm not laying Seattle. I'm not taking Seattle and laying the points. I'm not taking New England right now. Now I have a futures bet. I have 25 to 1 on New England, so I could just, if I have not opinion on the total, or I can't even hedge on taking
yeah,
Seattle and laying more than a field goal. I there's no, if anything, if it goes to 6, I would press and pay and take Seattle and take New England. I would take a shot with New England.
right,
You know, I have a number that's in my
right,
head. Just like that's how you play the game. In order to make money in the game, you have to be smart enough and have enough information in your head to make your line and make an accurate
right.
line, and then see where the money goes and play your opinion based on, are you getting value on your line versus the public's line or the book's line.
Right. Yeah, and you know it's a shame too that you actually have the dog with that future 25 to 1 on New England, because if you had the a future on Seattle, you can actually take New England and you could take them plus the points, and you have a chance to win both those bets, right? The New England
Oh
plus the
yeah,
points.
yeah,
But
yeah.
unfortunately, you're holding the ticket on the dog, so it's
I'm
kind of
I'm
hard to
holding a
get.
ticket where it's like, if I really don't have a strong opinion, I'm actually looking at props. As if
Right.
I'm looking to find a prop or two that I really love and give that out as my play
There
rather
you go.
than the game. Money is money. Money is money. It doesn't matter how you skin the cat. It's just,
Yep.
if that proposition is your strongest opinion.
Yeah, it's like we were talking about. There's a ton of ways to skin that cat, and the cat has 9 lives too, right? But it's interesting, with the Super Bowl, talking about props, there's going to be plenty of props. Obviously, there's hundreds and hundreds of props, including if you want to get involved with the Gatorade bat color of the Gatorade and the coin toss and all that. I mean, people, there's limits on those. They only let you put so much money on those, but those are always a little bit of fun. But we are going to be doing a show called Guess That Line. The Wiz and myself here on the Wizards Crystal Ball. We're going to try to do this 3 times a week for you guys, even, post Super Bowl coming up to March Madness and everything. There's just a lot to talk about with Betting 101, and we are going to attempt to give you guys the edge to beat the book, Wizarding School, whatever you might want to call it. By the way, we will also be filming another episode of the Wizard Sports Layer. That will be this evening on Wednesday evening. We're going to film at 6 p.m. Eastern, but it's released after that. But on Thursday, you'll be able to check that out. We all have thoughts on the Super Bowl. We always have a lot of fun. We'll have the Wiz on for that show tonight as well. And we want to thank you for watching the show. And don't forget to go over to wizardsportspicks.com. Check out the website. We have a fantastic leaderboard over there so you can see who is hot and who you want to tail. A lot of action this week without football. We have college basketball, NBA, hockey, all sorts of stuff to make money. UFC is back in action as well. So I handicap the UFC, and we're going to be adding a lot of new sports over there at the site as well too. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video as well. It does help our analytics. Wiz, thank you so much for giving us your time and your insight here today. And any final thoughts on the way out?
No, what I like about a show like this is it's coming from gamblers. Like, we're putting our money down. I put my money. It's different when you don't bet. It's a whole different mindset. If you're betting and you have to go through the roller coaster of up and down, and you're betting serious money, and you have the information to back your money with your own real opinion, that's a show.
Absolutely. We have skin in the game, as they say.
Yep.
So,
well, thanks.
All
Wes.
right. Well, that's right. Absolutely. Thank you, Wiz. And we will see you guys next time. Peace out and keep firing.